The content of this podcast, statements, comments, views, and opinions expressed by the host do not reflect the views of their employers or their streaming platforms. Again, we thank you for tuning in and we hope you enjoy.
Yo, it's Jess from You Were Thinking It, giving you what you deserve, but not without Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, oh my gosh, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you why. It's free. You have the option to record and edit right from your phone or computer. Anchor distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Oh, and did I forget? You do make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. What are you waiting for? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in to the You Were Thinking It podcast. It's your girl, Bria.
It's your girl, Alex.
And it's Jess.
Just the mess.
Girl, bye.
What's popping, y'all? What's going on?
What's
Nothing
good?
much. Trying to enjoy this weekend of mine, per usual.
Of course. Sundays is usually the chill day. So
Exactly.
we all here. We all happy. We all healthy, right?
Exactly.
Yes. And
Good.
sleepy with this rain.
Man.
I know the rain. It like makes my mood gloomy, but for some reason I'm still a little upbeat today. So we gonna get through it.
Yeah.
We got this.
We got it.
So, so I'll start off with the question of the week recap. So last week we had a question of the week, and it was, have you ever, or actually, would you cut someone off if their energy does not match yours when it comes to support?
And we got some answers off of that too. I'm surprised that the initial response of everybody, like, thank you again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
So we actually got 3 responses that I'm going to read.
Ooh.
And first response was from the Crosswire podcast or Crosswire Pod.
Shout out to
Go
them.
check them out.
Yep.
And it said, yes, although some people give more than they get because it is their nature on a level that others can't give to the same level as it's their personality, if you get me. So that came in as 2 responses, but it was 1.
Okay. I can understand that. That's kind of
Yeah.
what close to what I said the last episode. Like, I'm just gonna note it, like, that you are not supporting, but I'm not gonna necessarily cut you off. So I get that. I understand that.
And the other response was, nope. Wish them well and keep it moving. And that was from our girl at Love with Dominique.
Yeah, shout out
Yes.
to Dominique. She got a series on Instagram too, doesn't she?
Yeah, she has a love blog, and for this month, the month of August, she's doing a 4-week series for Love and Hustle.
Yeah.
So y'all go
So-
check her out on
Yes.
Instagram and Twitter, and definitely follow and shout her out.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
And then lastly,
Mhm.
we did do a poll, and we got 33% of the responses were yes, and the remaining 67% responses were no's.
Okay, so I know that 33% of y'all, I gotta support everything y'all do.
Right.
So y'all don't cut me off. Like, damn. What if your
Exactly.
music is trash? What if I
Right.
don't want your SoundCloud link in my bio?
Gotta get to it,
damn.
girl.
Damn, bruh.
Not the bio, though.
Like, what if I don't want to promote it? No, I don't want to be a part of your pyramid scheme. Get out of my
Exactly.
text.
Right. No, this music is
Right.
not fire. It's actually trash.
It's actually garbage. It's a dumpster fire is what it is. It's trash.
Exactly.
God damn.
Since
God.
we
Take it till
been
you make it.
honest.
Right, exactly. So y'all know what it is. Listen, now we need to start talking about what's going on, because it's a lot of shit that has happened in a week.
Yes.
A week. Like, bro. I don't know about y'all, but I'm overwhelmed. It's like 2020 in itself
Cancel the
is
It's
whole
OC,
line.
bro. Out of control.
Exactly.
it's the worst, like the worst year ever, and it's like every month it's another level of trash.
Yeah,
It's
2020 definitely made me appreciate like 2019. 2020
exactly.
2020 was like that cute guy that you really wanted to talk to, and then
you found out he was toxic.
Exactly. It's like, I miss my ex.
Yeah, nah, I ain't never gonna miss that nigga. But but I get it. Like, nah, this is not the wave, and I kind of want to go back. Like,
yeah.
We should have knew that this year was going to be trash when Kobe died. That was it. Because didn't that happen like the beginning of the year, like January, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the big like every month has a big event. Exactly. It feels like. Exactly. So that was like the big January event. Like Kobe died. I should have known that 2020 was going to be some ass.
That hit hard too. I was just like,
dude, that hit harder than it should have.
Yeah, but every month has been something since the year started.
Yep. So let's talk about what happened this past week. We in the middle of an election, a very, very unprecedented one because we can't even really line up to vote. So Joe Biden, who was our former vice president with our forever president, Barack Obama, he is running, and he has chosen his running mate, which is a historic choice. Biden just stay on the right side of history, huh?
We think.
Yeah, so we think. But he has chosen Kamala. I can't really understand.
Kamala.
It's Kamala.
Yeah.
No, Kamala. She goes by Kamala.
Kamala. Okay. All right. Well, I want to make sure I say her name right. Kamala Harris, who is a Black woman. She's Jamaican and Indian. So this is historic, regardless if you like them or not. It's another historic moment for Black people. We got another Black person on the way, at least, and this time it's a woman, so this is a bigger deal because it's Black woman, because we already kind of we're like we almost there with Hillary, and then Trumpito did what he did. So
she really did win, though. Hillary really did win.
Hell yeah, she won.
Yeah, honestly, so
we all know that.
But that's another topic. And you know what? Speaking on, Joe Biden and his recent VP pick, I believe in speaking facts.
Yeah.
And it is a historic moment, and everything like that. And I don't want to come across as a hater, but there's always that but in there. But she, she's actually not the first Black female to run for vice president. Actually, in the early 1900s, Charlotta Bass ran. So
speak that history.
Yeah, there's always a first, to open the door so we can get our toe up in there. But she also has Kamala Harris. Excuse me, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing her name correctly. Has a political history that's kind of has been controversial. Yes, exactly. Because during her time as the Attorney General in California, she had a high percentage for incarcerating people of color, men and women, of course. And during her time at Howard University, it is well known that she tried to, really distance herself as being a Black person. So I'm saying all of this because I want everybody to make an educated vote. Of course, we want to get, the loser that's in the office out of the office.
Right.
It's imperative that we know our history, and it's not to bash her, because yes, being a Black woman in such a major role is important, but you want to know what you're voting for, and know that sometimes people can use these type of moves as an opportunist type of thing to secure the Black vote. So just be aware, just read your history, read your facts when you go to the poll, and make, a valid, educated vote.
But at the same time, bro, get this nigga out the office. Like, I'm with all of that, but get this nigga out the office.
Yeah, bro. Get him out the office.
I can't do another 4 years of him, bro. It's a lot. Like, this is a lot.
Yeah, definitely get him out the office, but don't just go in and I'm not saying not to vote for Biden, because to be honest, that's who I'm gonna vote for. Right. But don't just go in and just vote for anybody just to get the president out of the office, the current president out of the office, because you're trading one evil for another evil. Like, go in and know what you're doing when you go in and make your vote.
Yeah, and don't make it into a joke, y'all. Like, Trump won because of so many different factors last election. I mean, yeah, we got played by Russia, but at the same time, like, y'all was out there like writing in stupid names, like I think Harambe, because I think that was around the time the monkey got killed and all that shit. So it was just like, y'all playing games. Like, this is y'all future, and if you don't see it now after watching 4 years of this dumpster fire of an administration, like, come on now, y'all. Don't be dumbasses. Don't do this again. Don't do this again. Let's prove that we're not as stupid as the rest of the world thinks we are, because we can't even fucking function during a pandemic.
Right.
Like, the rest of the world is back to prospering slowly but surely, and we still stuck in the house. Like, come on, y'all. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. So, you know your history, know your facts, but please, God, get this man. I don't know if I'm just praying on the mic, but just get this man out of all.
Nah, really.
He's stressing everybody out, bro. Like, everybody.
Yeah, 2021 finna be 2 times worse if we keep Trump in.
Say that.
I ain't trying to say it, but he's up to no good.
No, and then what's crazy is that actually brings us to the next topic, because he's threatening to defund the fucking postal service because he thinks that mail-in ballots are fraud. First of all, that makes no sense, because him and his wife are doing mail-in ballots in Florida, but he thinks because Florida is Republican, it's okay. Bitch, are you dumb? Like, oh my God. And then he's talking about, absentee ballots are fine. Absentee ballots are mail-in ballots, you dodo.
Right.
Like, are you, like, what type of dumb are you?
Yeah.
Like, and it's so crazy because it was a picture that I saw on social media going around of like a truck with like a whole bunch of like mailboxes. I'm like, this motherfucker is literally rigging the election in our faces. And y'all are just like, okay with the shits. Like, like I understand we need to know, what's going on with Biden and Harris and everything that they did, but that shit is in the past, bro. Like, learn your history, know your rights, all that, but y'all see him literally rigging the election in your face. In your face. He has admitted to doing it in your face on the news. Like, at this point, it's about to be Emperor Trump if y'all don't get this shit right, bruh.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I'm just like, yo, seriously?
Yeah, and for me, it's really being aware of the full spectrum, because, like you said, Trump and the current postmaster, they're taking major action to suppress votes and to neglect votes. Basically, they're removing mailboxes off of the street that are used for mail-in ballots. So they're really trying to hijack the election, like you're saying. So anybody out there who thinks that, my one vote don't matter, or
it does.
This is the time to recognize that if they're going through so much to take your vote away from you, then that just lets you know how much power it is. So there's no more time for us to sit on our asses and act like we ain't got no moves to make when it comes to who's sitting in the presidential office.
I mean, I feel like that whole my vote doesn't matter shit came in like people grieving at the fact that Trump won the last election, because a lot of people voted for Obama his first and second term. He won by landslides each election. So why when you lose is it that your vote doesn't matter?
Right. So way to divide us, pretty much.
Say what?
When people start making these dumb comments, it's like a way it divides us, because even with what's going on with the Biden and Kamala, like, you have so many ignorant people like, it's a no for me. And it's causing so much controversy, and then you'll end up having a lot of people. I saw somewhere where it was like you had over 1 million people who were registered to vote who did not vote.
Yeah, there was, I think I know what you're talking about. There was like a chart or something.
Yeah.
And it was showing like Hillary's amount, like how many votes she actually got, how many votes Trump actually got. Then it was like those two like independent people who were running and how many votes they got. And then like how many registered voters didn't vote.
And I believe it.
That was over 1 million people. That was over 1 million people that did not go and vote. So
I mean, I feel like now society is so bullshit woke. Like, it's so,
say it again, sis. Say it again.
It's really bullshit woke. Like, it's so woke to the point where you're asleep, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, for example, during Obama's term. You can't say, oh, what did Obama do for black people? He's not the black people's president. Just like Trump kind of isn't the white people. You get what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't elected to be the black people's president. But a lot of arguments when it comes to Obama is, oh, well, what did he do for black people? He gave you fucking health care. He made you legally be able to marry. Are there not black gay people? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not a race thing, but a lot of people nowadays, everything pertains to race, and it's annoying and it's bullshit, because you can't say in one sentence how you want to support this person and that person because they're black, but then here we are, another historic election where a black woman is possibly going to be VP, and you're instantly bashing her immediately. I don't know much about her. I have to do my research about her, but right now this is just a historic event, and we need to take that and educate ourselves and go about this accordingly, because at the end of the day, we know that the nigga that's in the White House right now is not for anybody right now. He's literally for rich white men.
Yeah.
Not
Stop
even
listening
white women. And white women go hard for his ass, bro.
I mean, yeah, and just to piggyback on what you said, from my perspective, I'm gonna speak for me. I'm definitely not trying to bash her in any way, shape, or form, but I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I pay attention to what's going on.
You're educated.
And exactly. And you have to recognize that, like most situations in politics, it's an opportunist thing. But Joe Biden was aware that a lot of black folks, there was a petition signed by a lot of black celebrities, Diddy, Charlemagne the God, where they were petitioning him to put a black woman in office. And I feel like him putting Kamala Harris is an opportunist move, because you just wanted to satisfy the black vote, that you went and put any black female that you could find in office. She has a history. No, but see, you have to read up on it because of the things that she did as Attorney General. If he wanted to put a black person in a black female in office, what about Stacey Adams that was running for the governor of Georgia? She's a perfect candidate. Okay, and if it's not a thing about race, okay, let's take race out of it. If you want to say what's best for the people in general, Elizabeth Warren.
But that's because people don't vote during primary, so we passed that.
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to bring up. Like, people wait until like the main election, and get mad, and I'm just like, well, where were you during the primaries?
Like, where were you during the midterms? Like
midterms, everything. Like,
people
don't show up at the end.
Yeah, it's like people don't. Results. It's like people don't necessarily understand that the president. There are 3 branches, of government. Like, and the president honestly don't really run shit. Like, he's the yes or no. He's the last resort. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might do an executive order here and there, other than this president who does an executive order every fucking day. But at the end of the day, the Senate and the House run this shit. And y'all not voting during midterms, which is where they are elected. Yeah. Then you can't complain. You can't say that things are not going the way you want it to go, if you're not putting in the work to actually make it happen. And I've been saying that since I was like 16. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to vote for everything. Like, even your small time, like, shit, vote for dog catcher if they still do the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just make your voice heard. Like, make your voice heard, and not just in the presidential election, because a president, let's say we get Joe, prayerfully, we get Joe and Kamala in, and y'all don't vote for the senators. All the senators are Republican. What are they gonna do? They can't do anything. If their entire like army isn't on their side, they can't do shit. They're gonna be fighting for 4 years until the next midterm, for 2 years until the next midterms, and then you're not gonna vote then, and then we're gonna be in the same cycle. It literally happens every presidential election. I think Obama had the power like once, had Democratic power like once. They had majority, but like without that, they can't do shit. And that was when he finally was able to pass healthcare.
I agree. And as somebody who votes during midterms and primaries. It's my party, and I can cry if I want to.
Period.
So I get what you're saying, but as someone who definitely goes out and votes, I have an opinion. I can use it. But
I was always
I agree.
Right. Though. So you can have an opinion. Like my mother, she always was like, you have the right to vote, and you make sure you exercise that vote. Mm-hmm. Also, another one of her sayings, nothing beats a failure but a try. So all that my vote doesn't count. It's like, well, have you ever voted?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because my brother is one of those who doesn't vote. Like, he's 23. I think, how old am I? 27. So he's...
You about as bad as Bria with these birthdays she don't know.
You got
no, he's 24. Because we're 3 years apart. But my brother, like, he was very against, like, just politics, period. He didn't pay attention to it, and he's starting to pay attention to it. And right now he's leaning a little bit more Republican, but he's also not that very educated on it. So he likes to, like, debate on things a lot. And a lot of the things that we debate about, I always end up catching him. So, like, because it's like he reads just enough to understand, but then right after that, he stops. You get what I'm saying? So he reads just enough to understand enough to debate it. But then once you hit him with something that was probably like maybe a paragraph or two down, then he's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm sure you don't, because you don't know anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what people need to start doing. Like, fully, don't just, it's like a clickbait ad. Don't just read the title and don't click the article and read it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, pay attention, go through everything that you need to go through to understand what's actually happening.
Right.
So that's that on that. I wash my hands with it. I'm done. Just make sure y'all vote. Shit. Let's see what else happened. So another thing that's been getting a lot of attention right now is WAP. So we should have talked about this last week, but it was like fresh. I think it came out like 2 days before we recorded. But WAP has been getting a lot of attention. Apparently, a lot of like Christian politicians are losing their minds. Like, they're like, this is disgusting. The song is gross, but I mean, hey,
it's a hit when you cruising.
It's a hit. I fuck with it, so you know. But yeah, like they're just discussing like, oh, somebody said that Megan didn't have a father because of all of this, and it's like, damn, her parents are dead.
Yeah.
Like it's so like they've really been bashing these girls, and it's like, why first of all, why is this song the straw that broke the camel's back for y'all, when we've been having some wild ass songs for years? And I'm not even talking about back when we were younger. I'm talking about older generations. Like, there's a song on TikTok that's going around that was like in the 1920s, and this like black lady, you know what I'm talking about? And the black lady was like, "I'll suck your, you know, boo."
Yeah.
And it's just so much, and I'm like, God damn, like, hold up. Wait a minute, Grandma. You heard that?
Exactly. Yeah.
But, I mean, how y'all think y'all got here? Because Grandma must have had some WAP. That's
Alex.
Alex just went ham.
I'm just saying.
This is the end of the podcast.
Well, Alex loves the song, that's for sure.
Listen, all I'm saying is, y'all can't be out here bashing these girls for making a song that's a hit when niggas been making these same ass songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For like years now, bro. Years.
Can I say
centuries?
Thanks.
I tweeted when the song came out. I listened to it. I watched the video, and I listened to it more than once. And I tweeted, and I was like, I was underwhelmed by the song.
Yeah, Bria did tell us that.
And listen, the reason that I did it is because, listen, I love me some Cardi and I love me some Megan. Lord knows I blast their individual projects all the time. But I was underwhelmed because I was expecting something different. I wanted them to go like toe to toe on like some lyrical assassin type stuff. Because
girl, what the hell you think this Lil Kim and Remy Ma ain't about to do no battle? But the reason that I not a battle, but like just kill the song. And the reason that I say that is because
they both talk about sex all the time.
Yeah,
and they're not
right.
the only ones.
That's not what I'm saying. I know
Oh,
they're
no,
not
no,
the
no,
only
I'm
ones,
just saying.
and I'm not trying to, and it's definitely not their burden to bear like they need to. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with people bashing them and talking about their parents in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted something different because as a woman, I'm more than a sexual being. I know they more
yeah,
than a sexual beings. They're smart. They're creative. They're entrepreneurs. They got bars. Like Megan did a cipher with Double XL and she bodied all the dudes. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And it's been times where Cardi been the only girl on the song and she didn't carry the song. So I was expecting them to talk about something else other than sex. We always get sex. I wanted some other layers. You know what I'm saying? I wanted some thoughts, some punchlines, some shit like that.
I
That's what
mean,
I
I
was looking
feel you.
for.
I feel you, but I feel like they embody that for their music, but outside of, like, if you follow them on Instagram and stuff, you see like Megan is going to school to be like what, a paralegal or something. Like,
Nah, I thought it was nursing
no,
or
I
something.
thought it was a paralegal.
Girl, I don't know.
Anyway, well, she in college and doing this shit. That's the main thing. She's in college, literally working towards her degree to do this shit. And Cardi is very, very knowledgeable about political shit, about history, and they use their platform for what they promote. But I mean, I can understand, but I'm just glad it wasn't like Nicki's. I couldn't stand Hot Girl Summer. That shit was ass.
I liked Hot Girl Summer.
Health administration.
Man, and I'm not disputing none of that. I know they smart. I just wanted,
yeah,
something different. But
so let's talk about why Christian people get mad. Like, what was you doing listening to WAP?
Girl, I saw one tweet. This man said I accidentally listened to it. Bitch, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. We know for a fact that you was up at 12 o'clock at night waiting for that shit to drop on YouTube. You was probably on their Q&A at 11:30 when they popped up on Instagram Live, and you was sitting there waiting with your little penis in your hand, your little nasty thing. Y'all gross, and you're a liar.
You're nasty.
Yeah, I did see this one like Republican lady that was on Twitter, and she was going on a rant, and she was just bashing them and talking about how they set women back so far. And I was like, girl,
like,
your whole Twitter account is a setback for women. Like, you don't have to bash them to not necessarily care for the song. And they just be OC with it per the usual though.
Yeah, I mean, that's normal, but still, like, y'all acting like they was fucking on camera. Like, goddamn, it wasn't even that serious. Like, the song lyrics is a little wild. Like, I played the song for my mom. My mom was like, it's really not that bad. Like, and my mom, she can only take so much with it, because I got a lot of little raunchy music. We all do, because that's all that really be out nowadays. Right. And she can only take so much. Like, I think I had a Chris Brown song playing one time, and he said something about sucking dick with ice. And my mom was like, okay, enough. Like, damn.
Yeah.
But this song, she was just like, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's a song, bruh. It's entertainment. We all in quarantine. Don't nobody got time to be arguing about no damn lyrics.
Clearly, we just stated 2020 is a rough year. We got other stuff to be worried about.
We really do. We're in the middle of a pandemic trying to vote somebody out that's clearly rigging the election in our face, and y'all worried about a fucking song.
Cardi and Meg was just trying to make sure we had some tunes during our quarantine summer. That's all.
I for one appreciate it. I shake my ass when it comes on every time.
Just shake that ass.
Let me see what else happened this week. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this creepy shit. So y'all watch Rick and Morty?
Hell
yeah.
no.
I used to. I used to all the time.
I've only seen one episode, or maybe two. I don't remember. I think I've seen like two, but I watched it once with someone, and with someone. But it's okay. It's actually funnier when you're like fried, like under the influence.
I don't do those things. Say no to drugs.
Yeah, no, of course. Say no to drugs. Anyway, so no, but no, okay, so one of the creators, Dan Harmon, is under a lot of fire because he's a creep. That's it. That's the story. He's a fucking creep. This guy this was back in like 2009. Mm-hmm. This guy posts a video and he was like, hey, I did this pilot for Showtime, but I don't think they took it, which if you ever have seen it, you will understand why. Right. But he was like, it's not really for normal people, like with regular cable. This was more of a primary, not a primary, what's the word I'm looking for, premium cable showcase. But I'm just going to show you guys, and if you guys like it, then I might go ahead and put it on regular cable. So the video starts. There's a guy, Dan Harmon is playing a therapist, and there's a guy that is in therapy, and he's talking to him, and he, Dan's like, okay, well, our time is up, blah, blah, blah. Go put your baby to bed and catch some rest. So it seems pretty normal. The next scene is the guy that was in therapy putting like a baby doll, which I guess was supposed to be the baby. It was very low budget. Putting the baby to bed. So he's like, I love you, blah, 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 go to sleep, blah, blah. And he walks out the room. This fuckwad Dan Harmon creeps in a window and starts fucking this man's baby. And is like, yes, keep taking those sleeping pills that I'm prescribing to you, so when you go to sleep, I can sneak in and fuck your baby. Literally.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with Hollywood, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Yeah. It was like when you sent that video to me and Jessica, I was like, what the hell did I just watch? Like,
it made me so sick.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. It was like the weirdest, most sick thing that I think I have ever seen in my life. And it's like he was trying to pitch it and say that it was for like abnormal people, and I was like, does abnormal mean weird and
pedophile?
Exactly.
He was trying to mimic the show Dexter, where he goes and starts killing people at night and all this other random stuff.
So why didn't he just kill somebody? Why would you go and have sex with a baby?
Yeah. And this wasn't a real baby.
God.
It was a doll prop, but still, the intent of it being the thought process of
real
it being
baby.
a real baby was definitely there.
That's so fucked. That's disgusting. And the thing is, like, y'all be surprised. Pedophilia is very, very, very prominent in Hollywood, bro. I mean, I know now it's coming out a little bit more because of the whole Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell thing, which I am watching like a fucking movie. I'm addicted to this, but like. Because I'm just trying to figure out when they're going to off her. Like, listen.
Girl. I hope she dropped them names before they do, though.
But all I'm saying is, Ghislaine she got some time on her head, bro. And they playing with her because y'all know the judge that just picked up her case, his son just got killed by whoever, randomly. And then the person who killed his son killed himself. That was like, we not risking no type of information being leaked at all. And this is a warning to you, judge, blah blah blah.
Yeah, like they tying up all loose ends, basically.
Yeah, and they like, we don't even want the assassin to have a chance to speak on it, so he gonna kill himself next. Right. I don't know who assassin it was. Might be the Trumps, might be the Clintons, might be somebody else. But all I know is Jeffrey Epstein's little black book is full of y'all favorites. It's full of y'all favorites, bro. So maybe some of my favorites too. But shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's very prominent in Hollywood, and people don't see that until like now. Like,
yeah. And I just started watching Rick and Morty within like the last 2 years, and I haven't watched it in like probably like the last 6 months or so. But I'm like, if this came out in 2009, how was he able to still be a part of a show? Like, this was... Yeah.
But do you know what they told him?
What?
They said, he's already pretty much apologized for it, and it happened, like, when it came to light, they said, and it happened over a decade ago. That was literally...
Yeah, because he got called out about it in 2018, right?
Yeah. So,
yeah, and
he
they
got
didn't
a pat
really...
on the back, like, okay, as you were.
But I mean, you gotta understand, like, who was really, like, I mean, not running TV, but like, when you think about all of the people that have been caught up in Me Too movements, like Harvey Weinstein was very, very powerful. He was successful for years. He just got locked up.
Yeah.
And you know, like Bill Cosby was out here pilling people down and raping them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he just got locked up a couple years back. Like, Woody Allen's still out here prospering, and he was fucking his daughter and married her. Like, right. So, listen.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot. That shit is wild.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, like I said, a lot. Like, and then on top of the fact that cancel culture right now is very, very strong compared to how it was in 2018, which is why now it's becoming like a really, really, really big deal because of the fact that we basically trying to cancel everybody that's ever did anything wrong in their life.
Right.
So, yeah. Good luck to that man. I don't watch Rick and Morty enough to care.
Good luck.
Yeah.
But
it's a no for me.
It's
Yeah.
definitely a no. It's
Definitely a no.
Definitely a no for me. So stop being mad.
Yeah. Put his ass up under the jail. Okay.
Yeah, he needs to. Yeah, because there were a lot of people that were like supporting him, like not necessarily supporting the show that he, you know, tried to pull out there, but just in general, like, oh,
it's just a joke. Yeah,
it's just a joke, or this is just cancel culture coming for another person. Like, didn't he get an Emmy nomination? I think you said, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, no, that's not okay. Just like y'all was pressed to get R. Kelly in jail, y'all need to be pressed for these other people too.
Yeah.
Sorry,
sounds like white privilege to me,
girl. I can't even. I can't. That shit is stressful, bro. Like,
it is
enough already. But yeah, well, let's talk about some white people stuff real quick.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we about to get into what this podcast is actually really about. White people and y'all microaggressions and y'all lack of personal space. Let's talk about it. Stop touching my fucking hair.
In that order.
In that order. For one, shout out to Solange.
Yeah.
Stop touching my fucking hair.
Yeah.
Period.
At work. Literally.
Stop.
I'm not trying to touch case today.
Please.
Don't touch my hair.
Yeah. So I don't know about anybody else, but white people like to comment on our hair a lot because theirs does not look like ours. Hate to see it. Sorry that it had to be you. But my curls curl a little better than yours do, Karen. Right. And that's okay. But that does not mean you have to touch me. Mm-hmm. I'm not a dog. I am not an animal. Mm-hmm. Do not touch my hair.
Hello.
That's all I got to say on it. Y'all can take it from there. I'm done.
I don't think I've ever, thank goodness, ever had to experience someone touching my hair. Mm-hmm. If I did, I probably would have never met y'all, or I probably would be in jail right now, not doing this podcast.
You'd be surprised, and they do it in the most simple ways. Like, okay, so y'all can see on like Instagram and stuff. I have locks. I've had my locks for 9 years, and there's not a day that goes by where somebody is asking me, "How long have you grown your dreads?" But every day, they don't touch my hair. Only when I'm in around the Yakubian race, the white race, the Caucasian race, the pigmentally challenged, the bland before time. That is the only time that I am always like, my hair is always being admired way too close for my liking.
Yeah.
And it's like during internship, I got a couple stories for this one, y'all. Like, during internship, my hair was locked per usual, and we were doing an event. And this lady that I was sitting beside was a white lady. I had like little, you know, those little things, the little like silver or gold things that you put around your
little jewelry.
Yeah, I had some jewelry in my hair because I have a couple of things. I got like hoops and stuff. Like, I got a whole bunch of shit in my hair I had at the time. So, but yeah, I had the little jewelry in my hair. She grabs my hair, my lock, and she's like observing it like it's a you know, like just something just to look at, like it's not on my body. And she's like, "Oh my God, this is so nice. Where did you get it?"
What?
Bitch.
My mother?
What?
Same place you got
how do you put the little things in there? Like, what? Girl, stop touching me.
What's a thing? What is a thing? Like, what?
Like, so I try to be understanding because I know a lot of people don't understand locks. Like, my grandmother will call my locks braids because she ended up getting locks too. But my grandmother will call my locks braids, or, you know, old people will say, "Oh, your braids look nice," and I'll be like, "No,
yeah, everything is a braid."
Yeah, everything's a braid. Yeah. So I can understand where there are some people who just don't have that education on it, and that's fine. I don't mind, correcting you about it. But bitch, you know that I have locks.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
And you touching it, like, come on now. And by this point, people have already had a conversation that we don't like people touching our hair. Black people don't even touch each other's hair unless we ask. Like, if I see Bria and I'm like, hey, you got something in your hair, you want me to get it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not, oh, let me grab that. It's, do you want me to get it?
Reflexes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Yeah. And I had an experience kind of similar to that, like years ago when I was working in retail, and it was one of my coworkers. She was from the Middle East, and it was several, myself and other African American females that worked in the department, and she was like really into our culture. Mm-hmm. But this one particular day, I had just got my hair braided. I had box braids. And I came to work the next day, and she was like, oh my God, I love your hair. It's so beautiful. And she went to touch it. And halfway, I had to do like one of those little pet pats, like, oh, how cute. Like, no. Like, like put that down. You're not supposed to touch that. Yeah. And it was awkward. And I think in the middle of me doing that, she kind of had this look like, damn, I just fucked up. And I was looking like, yeah, Slim,
at that moment.
You definitely, exactly, at that precise moment. But like you said, Alex, people are not educated. And I'd rather you ask me instead of taking it upon yourself to just invade my personal space.
Yeah.
And put your hands in my hair. I don't know where your hands have been. They like to go to the bathroom and not wash their hands.
Girl,
scratch their butt.
Digging up their nose, all that shit.
Exactly.
Keep your dirty ass hands off my hair.
Hello. So
I'm still stuck at her, like touching your hair in both occasions.
Yeah,
both of y'all.
Like
because y'all both got like resting bitch faces, and it's like they really tried y'all.
Right, exactly.
But see, because thankfully I had a very, very I had a Black woman for my mentor in my internship, like around the end of my internship. I wish she was around a little bit sooner because I went through a lot in that fucking internship. But no, I had a Black lady, and she was really nice, and I ended up telling her about that because she was the one that was running that event that we were doing, and she wasn't in the room when it happened. So I think we were just having like a general discussion about just things in the workplace that may feel like racism, or how to deal with certain things. And I brought that moment up, and she was like, I wish you would have told me that, because that's a big no-no. Like, and she was just like, I probably would have asked her, like, do you want her to grab your breast, because that's how you're violating me right now?
Right.
Like, do you want her to grab your breast the way you just grabbed her hair?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and I was like, that put so much perspective, and because at first I didn't mind it that much, like, because I like when people play in my hair, but only if I know you. If I don't know you, then I'm looking at you sideways, like, why are you touching me?
Yeah.
But that's me with anybody.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really thinking of it like that until she said that. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I felt a little violated, because I was like, why did she just do that? And that wasn't the first situation that I had. It was the first situation with this woman, because I had never seen her before. But I had a couple of situations. It seems like it's been a lot harder once I got my locks. Like, even working as a 16-year-old, this was the first time I really experienced some type of racism, and didn't really understand it until I came out of it and was like, holy shit, that was racist. So I was working at an amusement park. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to get sued, but I was working at an amusement park, and I had just started my locks. So they were like ear length. They weren't like long. But they told me I couldn't wear my locks. I was like, what do you mean? Like, what are you trying to tell me? Yeah, they told me I couldn't wear my locks. I had to wear a wig.
What?
Yeah.
That's so like disheartening and disrespectful to like your whole being. Like, how dare you? Yeah. Like, this is my hair. This is who I am. And this is and you know what? It speaks to how white people grow up and exist in America, because some people are not educated, but they are born with this sense of entitlement where they don't even take the time to acknowledge people's personal space, where it's like you just completely disregard it. Like, you could be in a grocery store, and I didn't have people like, literally, I can smell your breath coming past my neck. That's just how close you are to me. And it's like, they do stuff like that, and they don't even think about it, because that's just how things are for them. But in terms of the workplace, it has started to get better. You know, there are a few states that have tried to, you know, put laws in place to ban discrimination against, you know, natural hair or ethnic hair, as they like to call it. Like California, New Jersey, Virginia, even Maryland. So, you know, there's still going to be people out there who are going to try to invade your space, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But hopefully these laws will help it, you know, make it turn for the better.
Yeah, hopefully so, because that shit is not fun. Like, I had one lady pat my head and told me I was
like
cute.
a dog? Oh, no.
Not like a dog, but it was just like, oh my God, like, you're just so cute. Bitch, I'm fucking,
like a dog.
I was like 23. Like, I'm an adult, okay? I was like 23, 24. I'm an adult. Don't do that to me.
That's a fight. That's a meet me outside type
But
of...
this was all during, y'all know, we were in internships.
Yeah.
We couldn't really do much. Couldn't really do much about it. The most I could do was talk to my mentor, vent it out there, and just kind of tough it out. And I ended up not working with her anymore. But it was just like, is this the type of shit I gotta deal with for the rest of my life? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that was kind of like the aha moment. Like, that whole situation during internship was kind of like the damn. So I really got to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I've always been pretty aware of who I am, you know, as a Black person. But I think once I got my locks and I started like seeing like just little shit that was bothering me, I'm like, bruh, y'all do this? Like, this is what the hell is going on? You know, like, it was a very questionable like year for me.
Yeah. And then
every time I would go to an interview at this point, I would be like, I have to make sure my hair is, you know, like, that shit is crazy, because not only if you have a unique name, there are people who are just going to be like, no, you know, just off your name.
Exactly.
So being Black, y'all be wanting to be Black until it's time to be Black. That's all I'm gonna say.
Girl, you ain't speaking nothing but the truth. Because at my job, it's like corporate America kind of lives in their own little bubble, and some things that you would think would be common sense to us, it's like in some instances it's not. Like even with the whole name situation, like when I say my name is Bria, people take it upon themselves to call me Brianna, and it's like, did you hear me say that my name was Brianna? Because I definitely said
extra letters from.
Exactly. Like to take control of my name. Could you imagine? Like, it's just the craziest thing. Like, I tell you my name is Bria, and then you say, "Oh, hi, Brianna."
Yeah, no, that's not my name.
That's not what I said. Ignored. Exactly.
But see, that's what, you know, that's something that going back to where, you know, the place that we met. That's something that I actually appreciated, because a lot of people don't actually call me by my full name, which is Alexis. I just prefer to be called Alex, and that was one of the first things that one of the instructors asked me, you know, like when we all started to get to know each other, it was like, okay, what's your name, and then what do you prefer, you know, like, and they respected that. That's why everybody pretty much knows me as Alex. The only people that really call me by my full name is my mom and like friends that may have known me before I was going by Alex.
Right.
So but I mean, that type of stuff, that it helps. Like, you don't even have control over your name. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not at all.
So, like, for you to just think that it's okay to come up into my personal space and grab my hair because you like it,
right?
Don't touch. It's like the White House grass. Don't get on the lawn. Don't touch it.
Exactly.
Stay 6 feet, especially now. Social distance. Do not put your little coronavirus hands on me, because you already aren't wearing a mask, Karen, and I don't like it. Secondly, you're putting your coughed in hands in my hair. No, ma'am.
Exactly.
No, ma'am. And nowadays, I'm liable to beat your ass. So that's on you. You want to take that chance? Go for it.
Exactly.
Like,
you feeling risky today? Okay.
Go for it.
All right. Right. Yeah.
Did we all get that off our chest? Do we feel better?
I feel relaxed.
I don't think I've ever experienced like someone actually touching my hair, but I did experience. I was working somewhere, and you know how every job they have their handbook, you know, rules and regulations. So there was 2 other people I worked with who had like burgundy hair, who had bright red hair. So I was like, okay, if they're wearing it, you know, I'm gonna dye my hair. And my hair was natural. I wore it out. And I came to work. I clocked in, and my manager didn't even say anything. He just handed me the pamphlet, which was our mini handbook. And I put it right back on the table in front of him. I said, there's 2 other people with the same color hair that I have. If you want to enforce rules, like, enforce it for everybody.
Right.
Wow.
So that was like the only thing I really had that pertains to my hair. And as far as the name thing goes, my preferred name is Jess. Mm-hmm. Some people I went to school with, they call me Jessie, but it's never Jessica. Like, don't ask me what my preferred name is and then call me whatever you want to call me.
Right.
It happens all the time at work. And I have the signature in my email, so why is it that you're disregarding it and you're still saying Jessica? At this point, I legit ignore emails. Maybe like, I haven't heard from Jessica. And I'll be like, well, who's that?
Well, it's too many Alexes and Alexises at my current job that I just let them call me my full name because I'm the only one that actually goes by it. Everybody else has a nickname because like there's an Alexandria, there's like 3 Alexises, there's regular just Alexes. So I'm like, it's too many of us to even try that. So
yeah,
but it's just like, why ask? And I have it's a small company, so I think it's only 2 Jessicas, and the other one, she's irrelevant.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, shout out to her.
Yeah, but I'm just like, come on, like, what's the point of asking me?
Yeah,
if you just gonna do what you gonna do.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I mean, it's not even just like hair, it's just microaggressions, period. Like, it's so tiring to have to deal with microaggressions as a whole. Like, my mom works in a government building, I'll say that. And she, in the beginning, like, was experiencing a lot of racism from this one person. And it would be like stuff that didn't even make sense. Like, it was kind of like nitpicky. So like, there was something that my mom was doing, and it got to the point where I was like, look, do you want me to come up there and beat her ass? Like, it really, because I'll do it. Like, you ain't gotta worry. My mom's real close with her boss, so I know her boss and I asked her boss, like, yo, you want me to beat her ass? Like, right. But no, so like, my mom was like proofreading something, and she used not a, what is it called, not an initial, but y'all know what I'm going so blank today, y'all.
It's the rain.
It's gotta be the rain, and then I had a long day yesterday.
But a hot girl summer / night /
yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
Whatever. Anyway, abbreviation. That's the word.
Okay.
So she used an abbreviation for like assistant or something like that, and the lady gave her back the paper and was like, "We don't use slang here, bitch." I said, "Do you want me to beat her ass?"
Right.
Because there's no way.
Yeah.
And my mom's boss is black as well.
Yeah.
So she's like, who the fuck is she talking to?
I would have threw a Webster dictionary at her.
Dude, when I tell you that I was ready to go through there and just go off.
And set it off.
There's a difference between slang and abbreviation, though.
Exactly. And my mom was like, that's not slang. My mother doesn't even talk in slang. She doesn't use Ebonics, none of that. My mom has proper English.
Yeah.
She speaks proper English.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
When my mom told me that, I said, there's no way. How did you not do that? Because, like, her temper is, like, kind of like mine is a little bit worse. But when she gets there, and this lady had been picking at her for a while. So I'm like, how did you not do that? I said, because if that was me, that office would have been upside down.
Girl.
Yeah. And it's like, at that point, like, that's like a at that point, it's not even a micro.
It's not even micro.
She's just real loud with it. But it's like, when you do stand up for yourself as black women, it's like, you have to pick
angry.
You gotta pick and choose your battles. Because it's like, if I stand up for myself, and even if you say it in the most polite, professional way, they still try to label it as the angry black girl type thing. And it's like, no, I'm just not gonna allow you to be subliminally, indirectly, unconsciously, or consciously disrespectful to me. Because why
like,
does it have to be slang? If I was a white girl named Lily, would you say that was slang, or would you just take it as is? You know what I'm saying? So
and then why does it always have to be when a black woman is taking, just taking up for herself, or even a black man. Shoot, like, why is it when we are taking up for ourselves and speaking out, we're considered aggressive and problematic and angry, and you know, like, it's like, why does that have to be? But when Karen goes off because she doesn't have to wear a mask,
right?
She doesn't want to wear a mask in a grocery store.
She's within her rights.
She's
within her right.
Right.
And that goes all the way back up to the president, because like, for example, when they were doing those protests about not being able to get their fucking hair cut, they were more violent than the protesters that are out now and that have been out for months at this point. Like, they were pushing the officers. They had guns.
Yeah,
like,
they had war guns, like AKs.
Yeah, like, they had guns, and it's like, oh, but they were just, you know, they were just doing it right. No, bitch, they weren't.
Exactly.
like
right.
She
but
sounded just
when we
like
show up with like signs and lights and flashlights and stuff like that, y'all want to be aggressive and use force and tear gas. But these people are literally at your doorstep with like guns, and it's like, oh, they're within their right. They're exercising their right of speech. It's like, what? Come on,
that's like there have been so many like sad but true type jokes on like in social media about just like white people getting pulled over by the cops versus a black person. Like, a white person can get pulled over by the cops and they'll question the officer like it's their right to know every detail,
right?
Which it is. It's their right to know why you pulled me over, but they're disrespectful. Why the fuck did you pull me over? Let me have your badge. We can't do that.
Right.
We just kind of watch it and be like, damn, what's it like? You know,
exactly.
Like how does that feel? Like,
right.
When people come to when an officer pulls us over, our hands instantly on the wheel. We ain't touching shit. We looking straight ahead.
Right.
And to talk about that, it's like you do have some good officers who, like, even when they pull over somebody and they see it's a black person, they are like,
hand on the gun.
I don't really, it's too much going on today in society.
Yeah.
Like, I got pulled over in Virginia.
Oh shit.
And in Virginia, leaving work. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, what did I do? I was going the speed limit. What's going on?
Right.
He pulls me over. He was very nice, and he was just like, license, registration. For some reason, my ass could never find my registration. So
me either.
I opened up my glove compartment. I had all this mail in there, and I know he was like, what the fuck? So he was like, do you have anything on your record? I was like, not to my knowledge.
Right.
He was like, have a good day.
Yeah.
And I was like, whew.
Yeah.
But it's so sad.
It is. It really is sad. And it's like, if you have the capacity as law enforcement to safely detain a killer, someone who's done a massacre, you know what I'm saying? Then why is it that when you pull a black person over for a tail light, they end up dead?
Exactly. And it's so sad because, like, you have to, like, just thinking about how nowadays parents, older siblings, whoever, have to like talk to their kids or their younger siblings, nieces, nephews, whoever, and tell them like, hey, when you leave this house, you must be this way, like. It's sad because, like, my baby brother who's 19, he's a good kid. He's never gotten in trouble. He's a good kid. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he goes out for a run. Every time he leaves, my mom is like, be careful, do this, do that, and even myself, like, I'll know that he's gone. And if it's late, I'm not falling asleep until I see him walk in the door. And that's just how I feel. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And that's sad that we, have to live in that type of fear every single day while people are telling us that we're just, playing the race card and it's like, no,
it's real.
It's real life.
You get so scared when you don't even do anything and for a fact you didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True tea. We're just agreeing with you, like, it needs to be, better precautions and in terms of law enforcement and how they deal with the black community when they're approaching us, when we're being pulled over. Like, there needs to be a heightened level of sensitivity on their part. Like, you're trained for these type of encounters, but you want us as civilians to have better common sense and knowledge on how to, you know, handle our emotions when you're supposed to be the trained professional. So, you know, the same thing has been said over and over again. They need to do better, and they need to be held accountable. And then I'm not talking about suspensions or paid leave for a week. No, fire their asses and then take them to jail.
Lock their asses up.
Period.
Yeah, lock their asses up, because here we are months later. Breonna Taylor's killers are still walking free. One officer was fired, but that's it. Elijah McClain's killers still walking free.
Yeah,
like, you know, it's too much. Right. It's too much. Like, people were talking about a little like white boy who got killed, which is sad. Anybody who gets killed is sad. It's sad. But everybody's like, well, why aren't you guys protesting for him? The guy is locked up. The killer has been found and locked up. You know what I'm saying? It took no time for that to happen for this little boy.
Right.
Why does it take so much time? Because here we are years later, Tamir Rice's, you know, killers are still out there.
Right.
Still working. So it's like, you can't ask us like, well, why aren't you doing for one, when that person is actually, you know,
justice is being served.
Justice is being served for that person. And here we are years later, where there are just some people who are not getting any type of, like, you know, like, no type of justice. Trayvon Martin, I fucking hate George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman, if I ever catch you in the streets, I'm beating your ass. And that's on period. It's on fucking sight, you fat fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
He's still out here, bruh.
Yeah.
The streets is dead. I will go on a whole rant about that, because I hate that man so much.
Yeah.
Like, he is still out here being able to prosper. He has tried to sell the gun that killed that little boy. Like,
just being blatantly disrespectful. Just blatantly disrespectful to the whole situation.
Just blatantly disrespecting his entire family. That man's legacy. Like, oh my God. Like, ugh.
And he has no remorse whatsoever.
None. He takes it. And the thing is, he's gotten in trouble for so much shit and has just gotten a slap on the wrist for everything. Right. Why is he so untouchable?
Exactly. But you know what? They let these cases and these criminals, because that's what they are, they let them go untouched because we stopped putting the pressure on their neck. You know what I'm saying? When we stop talking about it, that's why it's important for us to keep talking about it. You know, keep sharing these things on social media. Keep Breonna Taylor's name and Elijah McClain's name, you know, trending. Because once we stop talking about it, they perceive it as we no longer care. It's no longer a trending matter. But no, we got to keep the foot on their neck. We got to light the fire up their asses and let them know, like, we're not about to let this go no time soon. We need respect for our lives.
Yeah, but at the same time, can we make sure we're doing this in the proper settings? Because I saw a music video yesterday, and it was real violent. It was one of them hood music videos, money on your ear, you know, guns out, da-da-da. And then at the end, it said justice for Breonna Taylor. Like, my guy, the police ain't watching that video. they don't see that video, bro. Like, when I saw it, I was like, really?
Like, I have not seen this video. And
I don't even remember what it was. I was out with my best friend yesterday, so I was at her house and we just had music playing, and I happened to look at the screen, and I was like, yo, really? So, like, let's just make sure we're doing this in a proper setting, because we don't want it. The reason I'm saying this, and even though it's funny, but the reason I'm saying this is because we don't want it to be performative. We don't want it to seem like, oh, this is just a trend. Like I was saying in the last podcast, like, we don't want it to just seem like, oh, I'm just saying this because it's the wave to ride right now. Yeah. Like, that's an actual thing that needs to happen. Justice for Breonna Taylor needs to happen. Yeah. Don't put it at the end of your fucking music video after you just shot up a whole bunch of people and you got money to your ear, bro. Exactly. That's not the place to do it. Or even when 2 Chainz on the Versus battle last week, 2 Chainz said it just randomly after he had bitches twerking. That's not where.
That's not the right placement for it.
Yeah, it's just not time
because it loses all of its value at that point.
Exactly. It's just, that's not it. That's not the place to put that. Exactly. You could have inputted that somewhere else. Exactly. Like, so. Yeah, so I guess that brings us to our question of the week, which was originally just about hair, but I think we should kind of change it just to in general, right?
Yeah. Just in general.
Question of the week is, have you ever experienced racism or microaggressions? So at first it was due to your hair, but we'll just open it to period. So if you have and you want to speak on it, and we can talk about it in the next podcast. You know, it'll be posted. Well, by the time you listen to it, it'll already be posted. So yeah. So just let us know, and we will be able to talk about that on episode 3.
And again, guys, make sure you guys follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Our name is at YWTI Podcast. So make sure that you follow, leave your comments there, and we will definitely be reaching back out to you guys.
Hell yeah. So with that being said, we can go ahead and end episode 2,
but not before this quote.
No. We're gonna just go ahead and do our closeout, and then Jessica is gonna bless us with a beautiful quote. To end episode 2. So just remember, Black Lives Matter, justice for Breonna Taylor and Elijah McClain and all the countless others who have been killed by officers who have not seen their justice yet. And that's all I got. Bria, you got anything?
Thank you guys for listening to us. We hope that you enjoy and that you will continue to listen to our crazy asses on our podcast. Just thank you for all of the love and support. We really, truly appreciate it.
Okay. And Jessica?
Thank you for tuning in and listening to us chit chat.
Yeah.
Have fun. Alex and Bria using such profane words. Now, but I did want to, leave this quote. My hair doesn't need to be fixed. Society's view of beauty is what's broken.
Ooh,
I like that.
Love that.
I like that.
Right, we had to post that. I like that.
There you have it.
Well, alrighty, guys. We will see you on episode 3. Thank you for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.